Hey guys, Scott here. Vecna is out, and I wanted to go over one of the strongest strategies that Vecna had that I was using that I recently found out actually is apparently not intentional. I think this is a behavior not intentional where it was intentional, but they're saying it's a bug even though it wasn't a bug. Whatever. Whatever the reason is, they are definitely changing this interaction, and it is the interaction between Mage Hand and getting stunned. So one of the strongest things you can do as Vecna is run through a pallet, and then as soon as it's about to be dropped, you cast Mage Hand on it. So when they drop it, it immediately pops back up. You walk through, you just hit them. Now, the thing is, with Enduring, this made this almost a guaranteed hit every time because there was no risk to the killer. All I had to do was equip Enduring, and as soon as I got close to someone at a pallet, I would just block the pallet, and no matter what option the survivor picks, I still win. If they drop the pallet too early, then it's picked up and I could just walk through it and hit them. If they drop it late and stun me, I've still tagged it with Mage Hand. So as I'm recovering from my half a second stun, it still gets picked up. So I still walk through and hit them. So basically, there's no option the survivor has to not get hit there other than pre-drop it when I'm really far away. And frankly, that's not a very engaging thing. If the only thing you can do against the killer is just pre-drop a mile away from everything, it's just not fun for anybody. So running Enduring on Vecna was just a no-brainer because I didn't have to think. I walk through the pallet. As soon as I get close, I do Mage Hand. No matter what option the survivor chooses, I win. And it was to the point where it didn't even feel fair anymore. So I recently found out that apparently Peanuts said that I wanted to chime in and clarify that's not intended. Mage Hand is meant to be canceled if the pallet stuns him before it activates. We'll be fixing this as an upcoming release. So basically, this whole strategy of running Enduring on Vecna and then just walking through pallets and Mage Handing it, whether you get stunned or not, doesn't matter. Apparently, that's not going to be something you can actually do. And make no mistake, this is a nerf. This does nerf an extremely strong strategy that Vecna did have, but it was also, to be fair, a really boring and uninteresting strategy that just basically was a Chucky scamper in a different way. And because of that, I really am not a huge fan of it, but I want to make it clear I do acknowledge this will make the killer weaker. So what you'll have to do now is respect the pallet a little bit. Now, when you're getting close to someone that's at a pallet, you're going to have to kind of... Because if you get stunned and the pallet is about to be picked back up or whatever, it'll remove the Mage Hand and the pallet will remain on the ground. That's the main difference now. And so you're going to have to be a bit smarter with it and just kind of respect it for a second. So this does enable options for counterplay when before there were basically no options for counterplay. So I get that's why they did it. But again, that does make him a bit weaker because it's not a free hit at pallets anymore now. So overall, I think for the health of the game, this is probably a good idea. It's just going to be a bit more difficult to get hits at pallets with Mage Hand now, which to be fair is fine because it was basically 100% chance if you did it correctly. So other than that, though, everything else about Vecna feels significantly better. He's just way smoother to play. He's faster in every regard. He is definitely one of my favorite killers in the game at the moment. I really, really like him a lot. Probably needs a couple of other little tweaks. I still think you shouldn't be slowed down when you shoot out a Dispelling Orb. I still think the cooldowns could be reduced by like 4 or 5 more seconds. Just close, but for the most part, he's been very enjoyable to play. I've been having a really good time. He feels really strong. It's just important to note that do not get used to running Enduring and running through pallets and Mage Handing because that is not going to be a thing anymore. It's going to cancel the Mage Hand and keep the pallet down on the ground. So try learning other strategies or learning how to like micro respect a pallet. It's going to be like, an actual mind game between the killer and the survivor now. So that is something I think people should be aware of very quickly so they don't judge the killer's strength on something that is going to be nerfed. But that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.